Cyborg Factory has two 113s, an IS-7, two TVPs, a Batchet, and a 3090. So tier 8 play coming in. eSuba on the other side as well, one tier 8, but they're opting to choose an RU. Pew pew. Lasers. I just wanted to see if I remember the hotkeys. They have a T-62, so only one medium tank. They have a 50B as well, so kind of two mobile tanks for them. And we see straight up push from Cyborg Factory. The 39 is gonna stand in this bush here and start a cap. So an IS-4, 113, an IS-7, and an E4 for eSuba. As I said, really colorful setup. So 3090 Ungi, that tank doesn't really want to overextend there and force the cap. Just hoping to force a rotation out of eSuba. I'm really sorry. While Cyborg Factory is pushing the cap #1, and we're probably gonna see TVPs rushing in and dealing with that RU, but the IS-4 is out in the open. Oh my god, this can hurt. Those 113s, 113 is going up as well. Ah, that's why they picked 113s. 113s are really mobile to extent of a medium tank. Well, not exactly, but really close, That IS-4 goes down. TVPs are on the reload probably, but the 113s are gonna set up positions here. The IS-7 is capping, the Batchet is guarding their back, as you can see here. On C1 he's gonna go down to D1, he's gonna spot everyone coming in. Oh, okay, so William wants to get rid of the RU, but yeah, RU's gonna get covering fire. 50B penetrating shot after shot. If the E4 hits, and he does, William is in a lot of trouble, and William goes down. Oh, big mistake, as I said. The RU has a lot of covering fire. They probably should have just waited this out, because the tanks are in the cap. We see a push behind, but the Batchet should be able to deal with at least part of this. The T-62 goes down. Frolier in that 113 is going to survive, while Ondrax is on reload. And wow, Enrico goes down as well, but finally the RU dies. Swifty gets reset again, but the 39 is still safe, so 113 has to press forward and try and hit the 3090, but he doesn't. Ooh, TVP should maybe get rid of him. Ondrax close to reloading. Ah, he's gonna reset. Oh my god, he misses. So that buys enough time for Frolier should fall. Yep, that buys enough time for the cap to go on. I hate seeing the loss of those two 113. This wasn't really necessary, but combat is gonna go out, try and reset, but that was just a suicide mission. I don't know why somebody else didn't do it first. The IS-7 can't really hit the 3090, but Cyborg Factory mediums can't penetrate the IS-7 as well, so kind of a tricky situation here. Oh, E4 finds a shot towards 3090. 3090 should die here. And yeah, the I-7 still lives, unfortunately, for Cyborg Factory. But the E4, that tank isn't that accurate, so just hitting that 3090 was a great feat. Oh, the E4. The E4, can he land a shot? That's the question here. They have to double team whoever they want to kill. I'm guessing Ondrax wants to finish off Tomaszek here, but CNN is backing him up. CNNK. CNNK. I'm gonna call him CNN. I don't care. Oh, Ondrax! CNN. Maybe Tomaszek should have left the E4 to try and fire a shot, because E4 had a chance of actually killing that Batchet, but they're probably gonna rotate around to try and play on their view range if they're using this area here. Like this. And you know, someone can shoot from here, or they can use this area. Doesn't matter. They just have to use that part of the map because, oh, they have better view range. E4 is A4's view range was nerfed. I think it had like a 400, but it was nerfed at one point after the basically the nerfage of the whole TD line view range. And it's really smart. Dan is gonna go around and try and find the shots, but he can't really stand in the bush while shooting. He will have to pull back, then fire his shots. And he's trying to penetrate the E4, but to no well. Oh, he was. Oh my God, he's dead. Ooh, Jesus. Maybe he should have like went to this bush, try and double bush this, but it was tricky nonetheless. And yeah, Ondrex is alone against an E4. Problem is, Ondrex needs all of his shots to try and deal with this, but E4 is just in a better position. He didn't even have to use his repair kit before this. And CNN wins the game for eSuba. Game 1 goes to them. Awesome job by the E4. I think he did quite a lot of damage. Yeah, 4k damage. Him and Danny did 4k damage. As I said, these 113s, I didn't like that push out. They basically died for nothing. One of these shots was even before that final push of the 113s. William hit the RU once, Enrico hit the RU once, and yeah, that's all. That's all they did. I think Enrico actually finished that RU off, or maybe that was somebody else. I think it was actually somebody else. So Swifty finished him off from the cap. As I said, E4 did quite a good job. 777. This is just crazy. The E4 shouldn't land all of its shots. It's just crazy, man. I'm here to listen to your OP comment. Yeah, thanks, man. You my hero. Hello, Husky. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone who's tuning in. I just saw game number 1 between eSuba and Cyborg Factory, which went into eSuba's favor. I have 2.5 minutes in between. I guess the biggest mistake there was letting those 113s die for nothing. Die for nothing or live for something. It should be the other way around, but you know, that's Rambo. I feel sorry for. I think Cyborg actually had better chances of winning the game. The 3090 Betcha did their job distracting the enemy on the right side. They just did it perfectly. And by the time the eSuba guys went back and got into positions, they already lost like 2 tanks. It was really, and like later on they just threw away the 50B. I didn't understand that 50B pushing in alone and getting wrecked, but I don't know. Maybe they wanted to achieve something. After losing those 113s, it was obviously Suba's game to lose. And with that 50B, they almost did it. They almost lost the game, but yeah, they finally managed to pull it back and win. Thanks to the E4, the OP E4, guys. Now everyone's gonna drive E4 in ESL. Jesus Christ, new meta. Anyway, guys, I'm back in like 40 seconds. Just need to grab some water. Here we go. I'm back. Got my energy drink with me. I had a good night's sleep, guys. You all know I like to talk non-stop, and yeah, today it's not gonna be a problem. I slept for almost like 12 hours. Ah, God, I feel sorry for from my pillow. There is a few Czech guys or whatever in the chat. Guys, please keep it in English. Let anyone know when you're swearing. Don't swear in Czech, do it in English so everyone can join the fun. Anyway, now it's Cyborg Factory's time to defend. They picked two British heavies, two 15Bs, a 113, an I7, a 50B, a Batchat, and an RU. On the other side, eSuba picked the RU again, a Batchat Object 140, and four 113s. Okay, I'm like a 113 fanboy. I think the tank is awesome. You can do quite a lot with it. I really like that tank. I liked it even before it got buffed. But now I think it's just a beast. But this is like going a bit over the edge. They're pushing, like, I understand if they just straight up pushed middle. Like, everyone just straight up rush. Maybe, you know, I could understand the 113s, but 113 doesn't have the best hull down if that's what they want to aim for. And I don't know, maybe it's not, but we'll see. We'll see what they will choose to do with those 113s. As I said in the last game, it's almost like a medium tank. A nice shot there by the Object 140 of the eSuba. Now, this Batchat went through the cap. We're gonna see an I7 and an RU trying to take control of the zero line. IS-7 turret is like the I don't know, I can't describe that. It's a lie, it's just crazy. So 113 is actually gonna stand in the cap. A few of them are gonna push forward, or no, they're all gonna push forward. Now they wanna try and isolate this IS-7 and the RU, and this is what they did. I don't know if this was their original plan, but if it wasn't, then this is a nice reaction. These two Cyber Factory tanks are basically all on their own. The I7 is in a bit of a dip here, so he can't get shot. Aryo basically sacrificed himself to help out. And on the other side, I mean on the middle, Ondrex managed to take care of the Object 140, so there's no support from the middle for eSuba, and yeah, they just have to take control of the zero line on the south. Now Swifty, as I said, is already isolated and he is going to go down to the RU and the Batchat, but there's a push coming in up north. Danny is isolated as well. Oh, this is looking really bad for Cyborg Factory at this point. The reinforcements from the middle have to be a bit faster, if you ask me. Now the 113s are having a shootout with this FV. They have to really step on it if they want to hold the lead they have. They have made the FV quite a lot of HP to chew through, and looks like Ongi will go down soon. Stormic's on a reload, and nobody can help him at this point, and I think this is pretty much GG. eSuba has almost all their tanks alive, excluding the Object 140, and they're just relentlessly gonna push in and finish the rest of Cyborg Factory. William is alone, Ondrex is on reload, and let's see the lasers pointing at William. Please, Star Wars! Ondrex is gonna fall, and William is now literally all on his own. He takes care of one, but it is not going to be enough. The wolf pack of 113s wins the game. eSuba taking the 2-0 lead against Cyborg Factory. Jesus Christ, it was pretty much one-sided game. Oh man, this is just crazy. It was really one-sided. There was a nice split. I'm not sure they wanted to do that, like put those 113s up near those houses and isolate the IS-7 and the RU. But you know, it was a good move in the end. The 50B, in my opinion, didn't do enough. He did fire 2 clips, but you know, he almost wasted 1 clip. Basically, only 3 shots did damage from 1 clip, and if the 50B maybe, I don't know, pulled back a bit, or they tried, I don't know, maybe they could have tried something. The 113 and the Batchat is nice hit squad. I did like that from Cyborg Factory, because 113 is really mobile. It has decent amount of HP and decent armor. And you couple it with the bad chat, and you really have a hit squad on your hands. They did do a good job, but it just took them too long to come and help their teammates in the end. They did take the object 140, but in the meantime they lost an FV, I7, and an RU. And I don't know, I'm really happy to take that trade. You know, lose one tier 10 for two tier 10s and a tier 8. Really nicely done by eSuba. Oof, Froli actually bounced free. Well, that's actually 50B. Stormik was actually shooting at Froli. Oh my god. So Froli, the man of the day. 2-0 lead. Oof. I think Cyborg Factory was a bit overconfident going into this match. Hmm. It's really possible. Hmm. It's like I think Cyborg Factory is a bit overconfident. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Cyber Factory is like the second in Silver Series at the moment, so you know they should be a better team, but they just didn't really seem that. I mean, they played decent, but that first game, those 113s, maybe they just got tilted a bit, and maybe they're not that good on Nuremberg. eSuba in the second game just proved decisive. They knew what they want to do when they saw those two tanks on the zero line, and they basically played it perfectly. I can't really say anything about that. Cyber Factory, on the other hand, they did make some mistakes, but I don't know. Those splitting two tanks is just usual. You know, you have two tanks defending the cap number 1 on the northern cap, and then they would rotate, clear the middle, and you know, come and help their teammates out. But losing the IS-7 and an RU on the south, just I think it just hurt them too much in that game. They already have two tanks split off from the main force, and you know, losing two more is just I think it's just it was a nail in the coffin, probably losing the last 7 there. Come on, guys, come on. Screw the Dudu can't get enough of Cyborg. There's a really interesting fact between Wild Bunch and Cyborg Factory. They're all rivals. Why I'm mentioning Wild Bunch here because Živčo is from that team, and they have kind of an history. And every time they see a player of Wild Bunch is usually playing the tier 8s, Dudolino, they always they're always teasing him. Once upon a time, there was a map called Lakewell. It was played when the tier 8 still ruled the ESL, and he basically just jumped into a lake with his lightweight, and it almost became a meme between those two teams. But anyway, the map is Prokhorovka. Cyborg Factory is down 2-0. We see really mobile setup from Cyborg Factory. The RU is gonna spot everything, and those mediums are going to have a field day here. They should do some damage. I think Cyber Factory expected to do more at this point. Luckily, Enrico at least survives. eSuba as well with the more light setup, more mobile setup, but they do have an IS-7, which Cyborg Factory is lacking. They don't have a heavy tank of their own. And eSuba has an SPG, which is really interesting. And they're focusing the two lines, so their picks for this map, at least for the attack, are an IS-7, two STBs, two Objects 140, a TVP, and the Tier 8 French Artillery 155-51. On the other hand, Cyborg Factory on the defense, 2 STBs, 4 objects 140 and an RU. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Cyborg Factory did lose control of, well, most of the map. It's usually the attacker that goes on the right side of the railroad, right? We rarely see the defender do that. That was a really nice shot from Combat, unlucky. Combat 5, that's just... Maybe that's his name, maybe it's just a generic name, I don't know. But yeah, the SPG, it was a nice shot. He tried using this low thing to just shoot over it and hit that STB, but unfortunately it didn't happen. If this STB is not careful, the SPG can actually kill him. I'm not joking. Like, this area... And I think Combat's gonna take a shot. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That's what I'm saying, like, even if it looks small, the thing is the SPG has like 30% chance to... Okay, this one's a bit smaller than these ones, but that hole in between, SPG can just... There's like 30% chance for it to hit there, and there's like extra like 20% chance to hit it through here. So it's actually a really big chance that you get hit by the SPG from that side. And he's always like... There's always a hole between him and the SPG. Ungi is not playing this really well at the moment. But I guess he's not spotted at this time. Yeah, 7 should have optics. Yep, he does. Optics and vents. The SM is not focused on damage, as we can see by the modules, but you know, the view range optics add 10% and ventilation would add like 1 or 2 extra percent. Plus the brothers in arms adds like extra 2%, and every other skill or 1%. I think like vents and brother in arms together give you like 2 or 3%. And then there's that what's it called, on the radio man, adds 3%, and then recon on the situational awareness, yeah, it adds 3%, and recon on the commander adds 2%. Oh, it just stacks up and you get an IS-7 with the max view range. It's really good. The IS-7's turret is hard to penetrate, you can use it to spot efficiently, and yeah, turns into a slow game at this point. Cyborg Factory is camping the right side of the rails. Honestly, this is the first time I see a defender do that. It's usually the attacker that goes here, but I haven't seen an attacker win from this side. Like, attackers take this, and then they like put 2 tanks in the cab. They have like 2 tanks here and 2 tanks here, and they're like, you know, shifting tanks in between, whatnot. But you usually lose because of basically the terrain is not really going into their advantage. It's really easy to reset the cap and take only like 1 shot, or actually take 0 shots in return. So I don't know, like, I never liked the attackers taking the right side of the railroad. I think it's much better to just try and rush or try and take control of the forest here. Call it a forest, but it's not. It's just a road with a lot of bushes and things, and you know, just the left side of the map. The 1-2 line, I think, is the most important one in this on this map, and the middle, of course. Basically, who controls the middle in this line, I think, has much better chance of winning. But there's 4 minutes on the clock, 4:30 to be exact, and eSuba will have to do something sooner rather than later. And we're just going to wait and see what they're gonna do. They're gathering up for a push on the north side. They're gonna go through the AB line into this area here. They know there's at least 1 tank down there on the south. Okay, this is gonna be a strong push. The Object 140 and IS-7 are gonna focus on controlling the middle. We see eSuba pushing here with 4 tanks. They have that TVP, and are they gonna catch somebody here? Stormic is gonna drop down. Oh, nicely done, but the RU just disappears. Some ricochets here coming in. So they did take the RU away. and Froli does take a shot, but here comes the counter play from Cyborg Factory. They're gonna contest this middle. They did lose the southern part of the map, but overuse takes two shots to his turret. There's a heat shell that penetrated, and there was another one. But now those tanks from the north can actually cover these guys here, and they did take control of that part. They're probably gonna push these guys. They're kinda isolated, and Cyborg Factory will have to try and take control of the middle if they want to protect them. Danny is all alone. As I said, the design of that map isn't really favorable for Cyber Factory, and this is why this area here we can see Overuse just peeking out and seeing basically everyone here. They can't fall back that easily while he's in a ditch almost all the time, and it's just how map is designed. This area here, see, Ungi, sorry, can't really hide there because that's how this map works. And if you're playing on this side, you can actually hide here. The enemy has to go all the way out if they want to shoot you. So yeah, it's really weird. Swifty taking now some damage from the northern side, and overuse, I don't know how to pronounce your name, mate, but I was close. He dies in the end, but Stormic here trying to keep tabs on the tanks here, but he's not doing that much at this moment. There's 1 minute 45 seconds left on the clock. Tomaszek is probably gonna take care of Ungi on the south side, but there's two tanks coming in. They're gonna try and overrun him, but there's nobody to help him at this point. Maybe the SPG can try and at least damage one of the objects and help his teammate, but they don't want to commit. They know there's really only a minute and 15 left in this game. The SPG misses. The I-7 is still alive somehow, and Stormic is trying to play around with two of the eSuba tanks. He finally goes down, but can these tanks survive? Ondrax has to buy enough time. If they put 3 tanks in the cap, they will be able to cap it out. So 2 objects are gonna try and reset the cap, while Angi is gonna run away and try and hide somewhere on the map and not die. So this has to be done perfectly by Cyborg Factory here. Ondrax is driving around. They're leaving only 2 tanks in the cap. Just gonna be enough. Tomaszek spots Ondrax, but they can't really let him go and reset. Oh, the SPG misses and Ondrax goes down, but William now is on the hill. He has to do something about this. Oh! William just wins the game. GG, well played. GG, well played. Game 3 goes into Cyborg Factory's favor. The first game they won. I think if eSuba started moving out like a minute earlier, they would have probably just they would probably taken care of all of the tanks of Cyborg Factory. Like Ungi was down to 1 shot, William was down to like 3 shots. They didn't really have HP to work with. SPG, only 2 direct hits. I expected more, but yeah, finally, Cyborg Factory does get a game on the scoreboard. Jesus Christ, a lot of blind shots. Look at the TVP. Look at the I-7, 4.6k damage bounce. Jesus Christ. We saw Overus on the middle there, bouncing quite a lot and spotting quite a lot as well. It's a really good position to be in, and just as I said, how the map was designed makes it so much easier to shoot through the holes in the railroad, and that 2 parts on the middle and on the north side, it just favors more the guys on the left than the guys on the right. It's just how the map is designed. Okay, whoever. That's a 10-minute timeout, man. At least you're not gonna spoil the next one, because the next one's gonna be over that time, but you're not gonna be able to spoil the results. Oh my god. I'm evil. I'm just evil. And you deserved it. Don't spoil, guys. Seriously, come on. Stormquake. GG. GG! Do that again. I will find you. I will rip away your power supply, so you won't be able to play games until you buy a new one. I think that's actually worse than killing someone, yeah? Especially if he is into esports. So, zero dropped frames. Actually changing the server and lowering down the bitrate did help. But I'm keeping my bitrate at 2.5, 4K, which is, oh my god. I'm streaming at 30 FPS, not 60, oh my god. Not even 40. 40 was actually it was decent compared to 30, it was a bit better. So I'm streaming at 30 FPS, 2.4K bitrate, Jesus Christ. And I have no problems with Twitch. I hate my internet provider. I really do. And I hate my i5 computer. I really need to buy an i7. Jesus Christ. Well, let's see if somebody followed in the meantime. Would be nice. So Tomaszek followed 17 minutes ago. Thanks for the follow, Tomaszek. And yeah, game 4 is starting now. We're gonna see Cyborg Factory on the attack. They picked an SPG as well, so Danny's gonna play the M4043. They have two bad chats, two objects 140, a T62 and an STB1. While eSuba on the defense has three STBs, two objects 140, a TVP and an RU251. It's two Czech teams, you know, it feels natural talking Czech. Yeah, no man, it's like who's the which is the better Czech team? It's like a derby of a sorts. Does it call a derby in English? It's called derby in Serbian. It's like yeah, Google it if it's not the same in English. DERBI. Google it in Serbian or Croatian and just translate it to English. I don't care. So eSuba pushing the 5-6 line. They're probably gonna go on the other side as well, since that's what you do when you push that side. And Cyborg Factory now on the attack, doing basically the same thing eSuba did, but a bit more aggressive. They're sending all of their tanks towards the middle. They're not staying behind. They don't have the I7 to spot. They only have a batchet in the two batchets actually in the two line. Just I'm gonna provide some cover fire. So looks like to be some new kind of meta. The defending teams hugging the other side of the railroad. Oh Jesus, that's a nice splash. Well, maybe he calculated it right, but maybe the shot just fell short. It happens. It's the SPG. The RNG is huge. It's hugely influenced by RNG, more so even than the player's skills. So some tanks have an issue with an RNG. Some more than others, and the SPG I think is like the worst when it comes to the RNG. Just you can't really rely on your skill or anything. You can't be 100% sure you're gonna put those shots in. So that's why you want an SPG if you're planning to play a longer game. It just gives you more time to to do damage just because of the RNG, and that's the main issue with the SPGs. I think that generally in clan wars and everywhere we'd see more SPGs being used. Sometimes in clan wars, it's usually one. You know, there's 15 players, you're bound to hit something. But you know, sometimes you're gonna play with 0 SPGs. It's really rare to see 2 or even 3 SPGs being played in the clan wars. That's just because of the RNG factor, and it's just a few maps here on the esports side on ESL that are actually only a few maps that are actually viable for the SPG. Sometimes we even see those maps played without one, so I think we'd see much more SPGs being played if the RNG wasn't that big of a factor. So nothing really happening, the RU is just patrolling. If you ever played a strategy game, you know, somebody probably just hit P, like you press P, and just, if he's here, you just press P to here, like here, and you press P, and the tank just goes here and back, and here and back, and here. And that's a patrol command, if you guys didn't know. That's what Overuse did. So it's a slow game. Again, but this side eSuba is in the attack, is on the defense. And well, Cyborg Factory not really providing many opportunities for the SPG to shoot. He's trying to hit between these wagons, but the M4043 is not that accurate as the Lorraine. Lorraine is much more accurate, but if M4043 actually lands a shot, it can deal like 1.5k damage or more to the STB or a Russian medium if it lands correctly, properly. Again, RNG involved. You can shoot perfectly for the engine, but the shell can hit anywhere on the tank or like here. It's just RNG. But the accuracy of the Lorraine is much better and much higher, and the aiming time is better, so you can move your shots a bit. You can move your crosshair a bit more to the left or right, just to aim faster. While the M4043, it does have like a nice arc. I think the arc of the M4043 should be something like this. Maybe even better. Maybe even like up to here, if he's looking that way. But it really has a good arc, but the problem is the aiming time is just crap. So some blind shots coming in, they're destroying these thingies there. I guess Frode was spotted some shots flying his way. He doesn't want to go over this area here, which is really smart. He suspects that SPG is up there. So they're just playing it safe. 2 tanks getting in the cap. I don't think they're gonna stay there. Or will they? Now, this is kind of risky, okay? It's hard to hit it from here. I think maybe it's even impossible. If you're hugging like this spot, oh, maybe it's possible to hit Ungi from there. But the RU is going forward on the north, while the rest of eSuba is just pushing the middle. Now, what Cyborg Factory did, as I said, they're a bit more defensive. They did leave 3 tanks to guard that middle, expecting a push to come from there because it's the easiest way to reset the cap. The RU is gonna get ganged by 2 batchets. It's pretty much obvious that he is going to die. Swifty is gonna be focused. He's the first one to die for Cyborg Factory, and Frode should die as well. Enrico is kinda isolated and on his own. Stormy will finish him off. Frode, and yeah, Enrico goes down on the other side. Now these batchets did have to take care of the RU first, and now they're moving into support. Cyber Factory has a lot more HP to work with, and they're kinda even on the DPM department, but you know, when the batchets reload, the TVP will provide some firepower. In the meantime, William here is gonna get spotted. He has to pull back. Danny already fired, and I think William is going to leave Danny to buy some time for the batchets at least, if nothing else. Now William, he can't really pull back at this point. He's gonna take too much damage. Storm fell behind the next hill, and yeah, he's gonna get shot by the Object 140. Now two batches are rushing the north side, and Tomaszek can't really be supported by his allies, and now Ondrax is on the hunt trying to finish Tomaszek off. He bounces one shot, he can't really bounce anymore, but maybe he can because Ungi has arrived. William now spotting everything that's going on this side. The SCB falls down for eSuba, and it's now up to TVP to actually land the shots and provide some overmatch in damage, because combat is going to die soon, or not. Really smart from Cyborg Factory to focus the TVP. TVP is gonna go down, and Object 140 is the last to survive from eSuba, and he will die to William as well. GG, well played. Cyborg Factory wins both games on Prokhorovka, tying the score 2-2. Long games, boring games. I'm sorry. It was fun. It was always fun in the end, but like 7 minutes of doing nothing. Jesus Christ. More, do you love me? Do you want to make a baby? I'll make you a baby, man. No worries, okay? No worries. For the right amount of money, I will make you a baby. Oh wait, that's illegal. We'll see, we'll see. You should put a chat on the stream so guys that are watching the video can be. Nah, I don't care. If they're watching the video on YouTube, they can skip the parts in between games, and I bet most of them usually do. So there's really no point, and I'm not like. Lots of people have told me to put in a camera, like somewhere, to like so they can see my face or something. Like what? Like it's important to see my reaction to something. What? I mean, it's stupid. The focus should be the game. I think that should be the focus when you're casting. People should look at the game and not look at your face and your reactions. And I don't know, it's kind of shameless self-promotion when there's actually a camera involved in the cast. So I don't really like that. That's why I like the pro matches and pro casts, because I don't have to look at somebody's ugly mug while the game is going on. In between the games, yeah, sure, why not? Plaster your face wherever you want, but in the game itself, I always hated like the parts of the screen being covered by the camera, and they're like, but that part's really not relevant. Nothing's gonna happen there. Like in Dota, for example, there's a part there like there's nothing there. No, it's empty space. I'm like, yeah, what do you know? Maybe I like looking at that empty space. I just love looking at that place where nothing happens. I don't want to see your mug in there. It doesn't matter. Anyway, 2-2. Cyber Factory just Cyber Factory just came back into the series. Guns blazing and all. Really nice move, placing those two batches in the cap, forcing the rotation, forcing the push from eSuba. Because they knew they couldn't really. The SPG didn't do much in the beginning, yeah? I think the SPG did all the damage when the push came in, yeah. 500 and something damage was done when the push started. So now is the third map. We're gonna see Himmelsdorf, and the Cyborg Factory is gonna be on the attack. They have 3 215Bs, E100, an AMX50B, a Batchet, a lot of Bs, a Batchet, and an RU. So both teams opting for 2 tier 8s. Nobody wants to take for 1 tier 8 each. Nobody wants to take 2 tier 9s instead. I want to say they both took 1 tier 8 and didn't want to take 2 tier 9s, and then I just came out as 2 tier 8s. Like, screws more. eSuba on the defense, well, it was almost similar. Three 215Bs, IS-7 and AMX-50B, and E4 and an RU-251. So, just a bad chat instead of an IS-7 and an E4 instead of an E100. And E100 instead of an E4, sorry, for Cyborg Factory. eSuba really likes their E4s, don't they? There's the binos, so he can see that area of the map. He's gonna use this nook here to hide his squishy hull, but the turret on this tank isn't that good as well. The cheeks, these parts can be penetrated easily. Well, some tanks can penetrate it without gold as well. And the well-known weak spot here. Plus, this thing, if you hit it with the HE, this guy here, it usually sets the tank on fire, so it's really tricky to play that E4, especially if you're getting flanked by someone shooting an HE shell like a 215B. Jesus Christ, that's just... you're dead. Anyway, some shots coming towards the hill, and from the hill, some nice damage being put in at the very start of the game. The 50B being shot, and 215B CNN as well. So eSuba really defensive. They didn't push out. They didn't try to do anything. They did try to do some damage, but they keep taking damage, quite a lot of it. And two British heavies are gonna go down on the 2 line for Cyborg Factory. One of them is probably gonna go around and come on 1 line, or both of them are. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be really aggressive. They turn right or not? They're gonna turn left. Okay, so I mean, it's kind of, I won't say it's gonna be really aggressive because they have no support. They have few tanks on the hill, so it's really obvious that the banana should be pushed. But there was 8 minutes on the clock. Oh, nice shot by the back shot and a really nice roll, but this one, third one bounces. The second shot did an average roll, so 850 damage in 2 shots by a back shot. That's really something. Oh, Danny takes a lot of damage, down to 500 hit points. He didn't expect everyone from eSuba to be there, and he really has to run away now before the 50B comes in, and Rico is gonna fire one shot towards the 50B, and 50B, fortunately for Danny, did stop to shoot at the RU. Jesus Christ, that was close. If the 50B was a bit faster, that could have been disastrous. You're doing a nice job, Enrico. Playing peekaboo with those tier 10 heavies. Brave little tank. So the FEs are gonna push the middle, while Swifty is gonna remain on the hill. So yeah, you can play this FV any way you want. It has a lot of HP, it will bounce some shots with its turret, it's a really good turret. And this is a nice spot, like this window. You don't want to have a shootout. Oh my god, that was a totally missed shot. Ondrex is gonna come here as well, and they're probably gonna try and make some overmatch in this. Oh, Overuse is gonna die, because Danny is gonna kill him. Overuse needs 2 more shots for Danny, but maybe he would have had enough time if he didn't go back like that. Maybe he would have had enough time for an extra shot, but like this, not really. Danny does survive. And it's quite possible that someone's gonna stand in the cap number 1 because the tier 8 of eSuba is down, and the cap number 1 is now open for pressure because there's nobody really fast enough to come back and cover it. So Ugi gonna cover this straight. He's gonna see whoever passes there, but they don't know that there's actually one FE out there already, and Combat got wrecked by Ondrex. Ondrex didn't miss a single shot. Everything went to the track, and it was just obliterating. Okay, the FE is spotted. The Batchet knows that he has to run when the FE comes, and Danny, you have to run, mate. Oh my god, Danny was AFK. So no damage in return. CNN takes a shot from the middle, and now there's 2 tanks on the hill. Okay, this is the right time for Cyborg Factory to push There's an FV and a 50B up on the hill. They're completely out of the fight. It's right time for the Cyber Factory just to push in and try and deal as much damage as they can before those tanks on the hill can actually come into play. Tomashek here is down to one shot. CNN is providing covering fire, but these two tanks are exposed and they will die soon. Ondrax is probably reloading since he's not pushing forward. Ooh, William actually a bounced shot there, but FV is gonna fall. E100 flanking. Jesus Christ. There's an E100 on the flank. What? And Swifty finally goes down. Wow. Okay. That took a long time. And Cyborg Factory in a clear advantage now. E100 has a lot of HP left. These tanks, some of them sustain some damage, but I can't really see it. The cap is already over, so yeah, I'm just useless stock. Anyway, if the cap wasn't over, Cyber Factory would win because those two tanks did take some damage, but because they weren't in my view range, I couldn't actually see how much damage they did take. Swifty did 1.7k damage before he died. He bounced 3 shots out of the 50B and the FV, so nicely done by Swifty. Enrico did quite well. He did hit some of his own teammates. Ungi, nicely done indeed. This time Tomashek, the E4 didn't really do well this game, and combat just... Oh, I don't think it's that much of his fault that is that Ondrax played really well. But anyway, nice attack by Cyborg Factory. They drew eSuba in on the right side, and after killing the RU, they just used the opportunity to just start the left camp. They waited for as many tanks to go to the left as it was humanly possible, and they just pushed in and wrecked them as soon as they saw two guys climbing the hill. It was like a clear win for Cyborg Factory. I don't know why Suba sent two tanks. Wasn't really like, maybe the RU and the other 215B. Maybe if the RU didn't go all the way to the left, maybe if it stayed alive, the RU and the 215B could have taken the hill, and the 50B could have supported his teammates, or like send the 50B up the hill, whatever, and leave 215B down. But yeah, they just used the RU's death. Cyborg Factory did and provided a lot of pressure. Really nicely done. Ban Floki. Don't ban him. He didn't. Like, what? Floki was asking a question. I demand that Floki be untimeouted. He didn't say 2-2. He said 2-2. Oh, the question mark? Well, doesn't matter. Oh, so he wouldn't ban. Yeah, it's just purge. Nice, Yaldaba. Learn to time out people for 1 second. Talking about start saving. No, twins. Yeah, if you see my stomach, you'd see I already have a baby. Oh god. E4 is terrible there. Yeah, it is. I said why. Because that it's easy to pen. It's really easy to pen its turret, and I don't know, it's just easy. The E3 is much better, but the problem with E3 is it has to expose itself a bit too much to take a shot. And yeah, we're gonna see Will now play the E3 in the defense for Cyborg Factory. Probably we're gonna be the same place, but it's what I see from eSuba that I like. Two Conquerors, 250Bs, 3 215Bs. So they're a really posh setup with a bit of French flavor. Cyborg Factory having 3 215Bs again, E100 again, a 50B again, and an RU again. All they did was swap the batchet for an E3. So yeah. Nice job. Nice job. But Will is not gonna go on the place where the E4 was. He's gonna go and protect the railroad, the 1-2 line. Okay, seriously, guys. Seriously, who's calling? Is Danny the captain? Danny, could you pick a worse spot for an E3? Please, could you? Like, just the amount of time it takes for the E3 to go around here and up there and like all the way, or even to just go back and like all the way around. It's just what? It's a slow tank anyway. So Cyborg Factory being really aggressive on the map. They want to take control of the middle, but there's already 3 tanks on the hill for eSuba. The tier 10s, 4 tier 10s on the hill. Wow, they're gonna use the tier 9s to push the banana. Okay, this is gonna be weird. Like 5 tier 10s on the hill and 2 tier 9s in the banana. So Storm is gonna have an awesome field day here. The Conqueror doesn't have armor, it's almost paper thin, but the turret will bounce. It's a similar turret as on 215B, as you can see. It's not the same, but the similar. So it will bounce quite a lot of shells, and the DPM on this tank is really good. It's really accurate tank. Yaryu is gonna be really annoying there. Nice spot to shoot from. But the push has finally come from the hill. Ungi is first to get wrecked. Overuse can't pull back. Tomaszek was blocking him. He is going to fall. Now 2 Conquerors are going to push in from the banana, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much. Ondrex here being focused on by Frolie, but oh, he actually goes down. Wow, nicely done by Frolie. So looks like the 50B actually took a shot before all that. Swifty, kinda alone there. Storm alone on the north side. E100 is trying to side scrape, but woo, that was a bad shot from Stormic. Are you trying to come from behind? But Cyborg Factory really losing tanks left and right. Storm being supported by William. Finally, William came to his aid. Stormic, the second shot. Oh my god! Like, did he land? Probably did while they were pushing forward, but that's about all he did. Enrico running away, trying to do something, but yeah, William is just gonna get wrecked here. They're putting Frolie and CNN first to take shots because they're full HP. Frolie gets damaged, but William is now surrounded in that E3 and he is going to fall down. The other side, Enrico actually took care of combat. And Enrico, the man of the match, but just not possible for an RU to carry a whole match. Check there to Frolie, trying to buy some more time. Come on, only 6 minutes more, and damn it. A shot from 215B deals the crushing blow of defeat to Cyborg Factory. Storm, 0 damage. Jesus Christ. This 125 was from a ram when the when the Conquerors rammed him. Jesus Christ, man. Guys, like, maybe you think like 5 shots okay, like, you know. Each shot is 750 damage. If he landed 4 of those, okay, not all 5, 4 of those, it's 3k damage. 3k of potential damage. That's how much William did. Okay, that's the same average damage. 4 shots, 3k damage. If he did that, that'd be also 3k damage. And yeah, that they could have won the game. But you know, Ondrex was kind of isolated at one point. He did die. Ungi died as well, and there, I don't know. There was just a push from eSuba that crushed. This is the second time we see a similar thing going. We saw it first time on Ruinberg. eSuba pushing Cyborg Factory that was a bit too split up, and they also tried doing that on Prokhorovka, but it's a completely different map. Like, if you're pushing up like that, we saw on Prokhorovka, When Cyborg Factory is on the attack, the push from the middle when the cap started by eSuba, it's much different killing people one by one on Prokhorovka because every time they were going in to kill someone, there was 3 tanks shooting at them. So it's like you put one guy in front, there's a guy a bit behind, and then there's like another guy a bit behind, and there's another guy to the right, and like there's tanks all over the place, and they can all cover each other. And that's what happened on Prokhorovka. They were pushing in, but they were constantly being damaged and chipped away by other tanks while they're killing someone. So it's kind of a delaying tactic, but it's really good because you're shooting at people that are pushing towards you, and they have to shoot on the move, and you can use some semi-hull down positions. Then they have to cross that bridge to actually kill you. That's like extra 1 or 2 shots. It really buys more time for you, more time to deal extra damage, and basically miss some shots. Uh, it's not that easy to hit every shot when you're moving towards the enemy, especially if he's in like a semi-hull or a hull down position. When I say semi-hull down position, it's like there's a turret peeking out, but maybe there's 2 spots that you can hit and penetrate. But the problem is, because the turret isn't really like in a line with the cover, so it exposes a bit more of the tank. But if there's like a thin line that you can hit and penetrate, it's really it's hard to do even when you're standing still, and almost impossible when you're moving. So you're just effectively cutting down the enemy's DPM because they can't hit you and penetrate you while you're still doing damage to them. So they just gang up on one guy, kill him, and then just keep moving forward. It can go well on Rimberg, as we've seen. It can go well on Himmelsdorf, as we've seen, because there's a lot of houses in between, and not everyone can cover everyone. So it's much easier. But on a map like Prokhorovka, it's really hard to actually kill guys one by one while everyone else is like protecting them, providing covering fire. You're basically just running into cover fire and usually even crossfire of the enemy, and it's really hard to win that way. But we've seen them do good on maps where it's possible, like Himmelsdorf and Rimberg, and that's what gave them 2 wins. Just 2 wins by pushing in and focusing enemies one by one, and they did both times. They chose the perfect angle of attack to just go in and deal as much damage while taking really as few shots as possible. So eSuba ties the series 3-3. Himmelsdorf was a tied match. So much hate between the Czech teams, yeah. Yeah. eSuba masters of counter tactics, yeah, man. So the map's Ghost Town. Cyborg Factory is on the defense. 2215Bs and E5, 250Bs and 2 Conquerors, while on the attack eSuba taking 2 Conquerors as well, 250Bs and 3 E5s. So it's a better matchup. So it's a game of brains and brawn. While the brawn is exactly the same this time, it's gonna be a game of brains. I sounded like an idiot there, like a hick, but yeah, who cares? It's just that E5 on the Cyborg Factory side, a bit more armor, but a bit less firepower and a bit less HP. Ooh, then he takes a shot. So damage already being dealt. Ondrux and Danny take shots while giving only 1 shot towards Frolie. I usually say Frolie because there's an E before eSuba, and I really hate that, guys. I just want to like put that out. I really hate like that. Like it's like small E, It's like it really puts me off most of the times. And it's a really slow game. eSuba tried pushing the south side, but they saw 50B there, 2215s here, so they're kinda giving up on that notion. They're gonna rotate a bit and probably focus more on the middle. Well, some shots being traded there. Danny again taking damage. Jesus Christ, Danny, come on! What are you doing? Please stop. Rotations coming in. And ooh, this is gonna be nice. So 3 tanks are gonna push into the 2 of Cyborg Factory here. They're of course not gonna overextend. They're gonna try and deal as much damage as they can and then pull back with those 50 Bs. Frawley takes some damage. Can he find... No, can't really find another shot into that Conqueror, and they're gonna pull back. Let's see which direction they're gonna take. Okay, they're gonna circle around again. So this is really smart. Tomaszek does take a hit, doesn't hurt too much. Oh, now it does. Now it does. Now it really does. 2 hits for none. Cyber Factory, you know, at least giving some damage in return. Even though Enrico is almost out of the fight, he's gonna try and spot this, pull back, and maybe like provide some covering fire for his teammates. Nothing much that he can do. He's basically down to 1 shot. They did see those 50 Bs going to the left. Like they saw them when they went down here, so they're unsure if the 50 Bs are gonna come here or they're gonna come like here or here. So that's why Enrico is here. And it's really risky what he's doing. If 150B just picked out, he'd die. eSuba spreading out. They look to rotate more of the heavy tank, so they're just doing it step by step, rotating tanks. Then you know, other guys are gonna stop and then provide covering fire. You know, retreat fire for the rest. See the Conqueror is kind of waiting there. Tomasz is gonna come there, and Overus is gonna go to the right. So that's gonna be an interesting push that's being set up here. And still no rotation from Cyborg. They're kind of pushing a bit forward, Danny at least. He doesn't see anyone, so they know the tanks have went the other way, and they're just now rotating, but they're still leaving 3 tanks around the cap too. I guess they're gonna try and just push in and take care of whoever is left here. But the push on the right comes in. Finally, Enrico will survive. Lucky. Lucky. It was a below average roll. So yeah, he did survive. But E5 here, okay. It could have been messy if the 50B decided to go there and try and deal some damage. But the push is gonna come. Conqueror is probably gonna die, but Overus is tracked. Ondrex is gonna go in front of Enrico, take some shots if needed. But the tracks are real. This is excellent for Cyber Factory. They are tracking the 215Bs. The tank is really long. The gun can't really see. He can't do any damage in return. You can't believe it. Like only Ungi took like 2 shots here, but on the other side, we see the push with the Conqueror and 215B. Ungi finally goes down. Ondrex is almost reloaded. Storming here. If she joins this fight, it's just gonna be a complete overmatch. And these 2 guys will have to pull back. And if they see this 215B, can he kill Enrico? He can't really find a shot on Enrico, which is lucky. But these 2 guys are kinda isolated, so Stormic will have to go there and provide some extra support. A 215B is kinda isolated, so William will probably go and deal with him. Oh my god, man. Why? Okay, are we gonna see? Yeah, it's just a proxy spotting thing, but he's mostly out of the fight if the push comes in now. 215B isolated, as I said, he's gonna go down. Frawley is down to 1 shot. Frawley is down to 1 shot for the eSuba team. Karotka does take a damaging shot there, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty much Cyborg's Factory to lose. Cyber Factory's game to lose. And Danny does take quite a lot of damage, but he... Ooh, nice roll. Nice roll, but just not enough. Karotka and Ondrex are taking care of the Conqueror. The 50B is gonna come in as well. Help out Stormic, and Danny finished off the other 50B on the other side. And this pretty much came over here. 4-3 goes down, really nicely done by Cyborg Factory. I liked the way they play. eSuba, I think if they started the push earlier, they did rotate fairly quickly. Cyber Factory didn't have the information in time. So if they pushed a bit earlier, I think they could have gotten the game, but what happened essentially was they were clumped up on one certain point on the map, and it was really nicely done by Cyborg Factory guys. Maybe you know we're like, yeah, of course you're gonna track the tank and you're trying to track and damage it. But when 215B's the case, it's like the tank goes out and like the tank is still going, and like you see the tank and it's going and going and going, and then you see the turret. So it's a really long tank. The turret is on the back, so it's same as in randoms when you're shooting like a mini mouse or I don't know Waffenträger, because the turret is also in the back. You can most of those tanks like a Waffenträger, mini mouse, and the Fehluvi, uh, have the turrets in the back, and it's really easy to just keep them tracked if they're not paying enough attention. That's why those things usually want to side scrape or reduce the angle that they're going out somehow. Just somehow reduce it, like not go out like straight up, just maybe like under a 45-degree angle or something, because that happens. They get tracked and they get wrecked. So much damage taken, and they can't really fire back, and that's what won the game for Cyborg Factory, in my opinion. Um, a bit of hesitation on eSuba's side, and just those beautiful, beautiful track shots and keeping those FVs in check. And yeah, it was just perfectly played by Cyborg Factory. GG, really, really nicely done and a deserved victory. eSuba did look a bit better in the start, but yeah, it's World of Tanks. Everything can change in a second. What did you say? Ah, you said a spoiler. Enjoy your 10-minute ban. 10-minute timeout. Jesus Christ, did Mrakar seriously write an article? Wow. He took steps. Wow, much tactics, very wow. Steps, hard map, mines as well. Oh my god. It's so hard to figure out that you have to control either the hill or the island. Jesus Christ, wow. Much wow. I bet that's what he actually wrote. You have to take control of the island or the hill, and there's few ways of doing that. You can use the SPG or not. You need a lot of fast tanks on that map. And if you take control of the hill and the enemy is playing passive, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. Really hard, man. Really hard. Steps as well. Oh my god. So hard. So many different strats and steps. It's just crazy. So many different tanks you can use on steps like STB, Object 140, and E5, and STB, and Object 140, and E5, and the Bat Chat. Uh, yeah, making fun of Mrakar. Of course I am. He picked like the two easiest maps. Make a strat for Ghost Town, goddammit. Nobody wants strats for steps and mines. Do it for Ghost Town. A lot of pubbies. I call them pubbies, but they're like mid-tier ESL teams. They're struggling with Ghost Town. They're struggling with Himmelsdorf. Uh, maybe some other map as well. Ruinberg, of course. Everyone's struggling with Ruinberg, especially the attacking side. So, do something about that. Mines and steps. Seriously. It's just a 10-minute timeout. By the time you hear this, it's gonna be like 2 more minutes of timeout, so doesn't matter. Anyway, Cyborg Factory on the defense, on the attack this time. eSuba is gonna use 215Bs, 3 of them, E150B and 2 Conquerors, while on the other side, Cyborg Factory has 2 T30s. Okay. And the beeping behind. That's just the machine has finished washing the dishes. Anyway, 215Bs for Cyborg Factory, and E100 IS7 E4 in those T2 two T30s. The push from eSuba comes there being really aggressive. They wanted to sandwich them with an E100 on the north side. They do manage to kill Storming, but they lose quite a lot of HP themselves. Danny getting penetrated here easily. Nicely done. The T30s gonna try and deal with an E100 there, but they have to run fast. Karotka got tracked. He did repair, and E100 will need help, of course, because two T30s can finish him off. No problem. Shots being traded here is gonna be a really fast game. It's just a complete shootout. Enrico track. He did repair in time. He has to move forward. The T30 on the north, on the left side, is gonna fall down a bit, and he does. The E4 coming around the corner. Basically, what Cyborg Factory here wanted to do was trade shot for shot. They had four huge alpha damaging tanks, but the eSuba didn't want to have none of that, and they just rushed in. Using the DPM of those FVs, DPM and HP, as well as their 50B, the auto-loading tank. They got rid of the I7 really early on, and then they dealt with the T30s, and it's pretty much game over. So really fast game. eSuba using their tanks as best as they could. Cyborg Factory. Alpha damage, guys. Alpha damage can win games unless you get rushed by a bunch of fast shooting tanks that have better DPM than you and a lot of HP to top it off. So let's just see how much Cyber Factory tanks did. It's like 4 shots, 3 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 1 shots, and like 215Bs didn't fire multiple shots. The other side, Tomaszek died, but it was a trade. Tomaszek for a nice I7. E100s did quite a lot, the 50B as well, and those FVs just kept on shooting. Just press that left click, just lock it, sellotape it, and just move your gun around. It's really nice DPM on this side and really hard hitting tanks. On this side is like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's pretty much what eSuba wanted to negate by that push, and they did it perfectly. So it's a tiebreaker, guys. Hype! This is a real track finals. I have no idea eSuba's ranking. I have to check it out now because I really want to know. eSuba is 8th in the Silver Series. Cyber Factory is the 2nd. I already said that. I knew that before. Lucky Kuraki is 3rd. It's the only Polish team that did anything. Roar team also kind of okay. 10-8. Everyone else, 7 Kangaroos 3-1, and Stalove Variati 3-1, and Vladimir WGL, but they just got into the Silver Series, and I don't know their matchups, so I'll call it luck probably. And Albany Gaming 4th, Elite Squad 9th, so that's really good for the Balkans. Stanley, CZE, eSuba, thanks for the follow. Los Rados, thanks for the follow. And Phenomenal, thanks for the follow as well. I've just seen that. Legend is first. Oh my god, 18-3. Jesus Christ, 11 win streak? What? Oh my god. Where's Go Hard? Aha, Go Hard once again. Let's see. So now later Kaizu. Oh. Binumaya Kaizo, now later Purple Apple. Killer Kid, Psycho. What happened to Cephas and... God damn it. I thought Cephas was there as well. It's a completely different team that I know. They kind of changed the name. I have no clue what happened. Why Team Hope stopped being Team Hope at one point and then Go Hard started being Team Hope, and then Go Hard stopped being Team Hope, and they're now called Go Hard once again. Like, what's going on? If somebody on the chat can explain it to me, please, I'd be really, really, really grateful. Mine's is hard, mate. Yeah, nice troll. Nice troll. Kappa. Mine's is hard. Kappa. Mine's is easy, man. Come on. Seriously. It's hard. It's like more down to the individual player's skill. Because you can't really micromanage everyone. So players have to know what they're doing. But the general strats are not that hard for mine. Let's face it, general strats are not that hard. So it's gonna be mines now. We're just talking about it. You know, why not? Casually, it's 4-4. The final deciding game. It's been like an hour and a half. Jesus Christ! Thank you, Lord, for bringing this close to the end. I'm joking. It's been fun. Everything but the Prokhorovkas. 8 minutes of camping on both sides was just. So we've come to the decider game. Finally, Cyborg Factory is going to be on the attack. They have two 113s, 3 TVPs, a Batchet, and an RU. So 113s once again will rule the mines. On the other side, eSuba has one 113 and one STB, 3 objects, 140, a TVP, and an RU of their own. eSuba is going to go towards the island. 113 is probably going to go towards the middle. RU does whatever RU does. TVPs are pushing the hill. They're gonna try and find some damage, I guess. This is not the best spot, but it's good for spotting something. So this is something 113 couldn't really do. It's not really good at it now as well, but since they kind of changed. Ooh, Ondrax. Jesus Christ, he's gonna go down. Oh wow. Just wow. Why did he, like, was it a misplay? Like, why would you go to the swamp? Like, what's the point of going to the swamp? You can't really turn in this, like, it's water. Swampy, it has water, you can't turn there, it takes too long. Especially for a Batchat. Jesus Christ, that was a misplay, has to be. It has to be a misplay. If somebody actually told him to go there, please, man, don't, like, God. Punish yourself. Don't take gold. Don't take money from this week's paycheck for the silver. Jesus Christ, that was bad. That might have actually lost them the series. So now they're forced to focus on the camp number 1. There's the overwhelming push from the island. The eSuba is going to use this opportunity where the Batchet is no more. Overuse is probably gonna go for the reset. Everyone else, I bet, are gonna go for the hill, or not. Wow, okay. They just wanna take. Okay, like what eSuba is gonna do now is that they're gonna take control of everything and leave Cyber Factor and hill. It's like, take the hill, we're gonna control everything else. So there's a jump down here to the 113. Danny, oof, that was risky. Karotka did die, but Danny here and Enrico will follow. Oh my god, we'll follow it through with a kill on 113. Haha, I got out of that. I'm getting better at saying stupid things and then getting out of it in time. With a few more months of practice, it's gonna be awesome. The reason why I started talking nonsense because this game is pretty much over. eSuba is gonna push from this side. It's like they did split, which is something they shouldn't have done. They did split, their forces, keeping 2 tanks up here, but in the time they lost those 2 tanks, they're gonna kill 2 as well. Stormic takes some time to reload. The 113 is down. Ungi is gonna be chased away. Don't hit the house, Ungi! Maybe he just gave up. It's really possible. Stormic is gonna go in, unload his clip, or at least try to, and die heroically. And this is going to be a loss for Cyborg Factory. Batchet either lost connection, was a misplay, or something was really wrong. That seemed like a throw. That really seemed like a throw right there. And Well, GG. GG. eSuba takes this. I don't think they're really happy with the way they won because the Batchet was like obviously in the wrong spot. Um, did he fire a shot? No, he didn't even fire a shot. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Batchet was obviously in the wrong position. They just mauled over the rest of the Cyborg Factory. Cyber Factory proved provided us with some really nice gameplay, at least in the first 8 games. The ninth was terrible, but I think they're gonna be crushed by this defeat because they expected to win, since they're a better ranked Czech team. But this will just, I think this is gonna knock them out of the second position in silver because they lost yesterday and now they lost today. It's gonna hurt their rankings quite a lot. If you want to see their rankings, type